Dr. Kevin Ende again discussing advantages of hairline lowering surgery. So, what are the advantages of doing a hairline lowering surgery to get a patient who initially looks like this to someone who looks like this within a matter of really months? Well, in order to talk about the advantages, you obviously have to see the before and after pictures to understand what we're talking about. The advantages are that this is really just a 1 hour procedure in my practice. We have really reduced the time that it takes to get an amazing result like this. This is a one-stage procedure. Now, of course, if the patient needed more than 3 centimeters of lowering of her hairline, we could do a two-stage procedure. But to get a result like this just required a one-stage, 1 hour procedure. There are sutures which are removed at 1 week as opposed to a hair transplant which the sutures are removed at 2 weeks. There's very little bruising. Most patients, even after 1 or 2 days, can go out in public and no one would know that a hair line lowering procedure was performed on them. It's very rare to get bruising on the forehead unless a brow lift is performed at the same time. And when we talk about advantages of a hairline lowering, that is one of the advantages, that a brow lift can be performed at the same time. Now, most patients who are in their teenage years do not need a brow lift, but in the later years, 30s, 40s, 50s, brow lifts are very common. So about 20% of my patients in the 40 and 50 year age range also undergo a brow lift procedure at the same time as their hairline lowering procedure. Now, what are the other advantages? The other advantages are that the hairline really doesn't move afterwards. There are devices that are put in that dissolve over time which hold the hair in this area. There's also a very low incidence of shock hair loss. There is probably a higher incidence of shock hair loss with hair transplant surgery. So patients after getting these procedures are very happy. There's very little disadvantage to doing a procedure like this in someone who is probably not going to lose hair along the front of their hairline, females. Now, a discussion on male hairline lowering will be discussed in a later episode, but for females who are most likely not going to lose hair along the front of their hairline, this scar will never be visible. And in the next episode, we will discuss in more detail exactly why the scar is not visible.